Ooh, bad boy. You really shouldn't pry around in other people's rooms now. You wouldn't want to make me upset, would you? Upset? I thought she was going to explode for a second there. I wonder what could be inside the drawer. I know what's inside the drawer. What the hell is this? Is this really? I don't even... time to talk. Let's talk, Miss May. Let's talk about you first. Could you just... Who exactly are you? Oh, Mr. Lawyer, are you hitting on me? No. Hey, I'm just doing my job here. You know, you're cute when you blush. Believe me, this is the first time in my life I've blushed this much. Right. Can you just tell me what it is you do? Well, no! And you had your little hopes up, didn't you? Oh boy. Let's talk about this room. I see there are 2 glasses on the table. Is someone staying here with you? Ooh, what amazing powers of observation! You must be one of those famous detectives like on television. Oh no, not me. I'm just a lawyer. Say, Mr. Big Detective, why don't you go look for clues in the garbage? Miss May doesn't like nosy little lawyers. Oh boy. That's just a way to look cute? Exactly. You think you could tell me something? I need you to describe what you observed at the time of the incident. Oh, observe, incident. You sound just like a lawyer in the movies. I like a man with a big vocabulary. Better not encourage her. You know that thing that happened the other day, the bad thing? What did you see when it happened? I don't suppose you could tell me about it? Pretty please? Let me see. Well, dream on. If you want to know, you'll just have to come to the court tomorrow, Mr. Lawyer. Oh boy. Huge tracts of land. I give you the murder weapon. Excuse me, but I'm a witness? Police witness, you understand? How can I possibly give you any information in good conscience, Me, the witness. It's just like the movie. Just want to keep asking her the same thing. Yeah, why do you look like garbage? My badge! I'm just showing you my badge. Just showing you my badge, lady. Just saying. This badge. This badge. Alright, Ah, a still scene painting. Wait, should that be still life? Whatever, one of those is hanging on the wall. Really wish that... This is a screwdriver, which was obviously used to remove the screws from that phone, but... Heist and garbage. What's inside, I wonder? Maybe later. Go to the detention center. Hey! What is it? Did you meet the lawyer? Sorry, I haven't seen him yet. I see. I better go see if I can find this elite lawyer she's talking about. Alright, I already went to his office. Darn it. Seems like Mr. Grossberg is out. Maybe I should just wait here for him to come back. Ahem! If that wasn't the most over-the-top clearing of the throat I've ever heard. Aha! So, you're the one they say has been looking for me? Yes, that's me. He looks even grander than I imagined. That badge on your collar? So you're a lawyer, are you now? Yes, well, yes. And what do you want? I'm not particularly busy these days. Please proceed. Not busy? And how come no one could get in touch with you? Huh? Something the matter? You came to see the one and only Marvin Grossberg, did you not? Well, here I am, boy. What do you want? Out with it! Well, sir, actually, it's about Maya. Maya Fey? Ah, yes. Maya Fey. Go on. What a strange reaction. Ha-cha-cha. What? Ah-cha-cha? Ah-cha-cha. What the hell? I'm really quite busy here, son. I can't go taking cases on a day's notice. No, it's quite impossible. But wait a second. How did you know the trial was tomorrow? Anyway, I'm afraid it's entirely impossible for me to represent her. Sorry, end of discussion. What's going on? He refused me before I even got a chance to ask him. What do I tell Maya? Let's talk about your refusal. How can you just refuse like that? Please, tell me why you won't take the case. Hey, well, you see, it's just, I'm busy, you see. But the client is Mia Fey's sister. Yeah. Mia trusted you. She knew her sister would be in good hands. Yes, of course I know that. However, I'm sorry, but I must refuse. Sorry, goodbye. Creep. Fine. I don't have time to argue with you anyway. I'll go look elsewhere. Think not. Huh? Did you say something? I think not, I said. What do you mean? I'm terribly, terribly sorry. I'm afraid that no lawyer worth their salt would take on this particular case. Terribly sorry, boy. But why? I cannot say. I beg your pardon, but could you leave? Now, I have nothing more to discuss with you. What's going on here? What the hell's the problem with Mia? How did you know Mia Fey? She worked here a long time ago. Quite the apprentice, that one. Learned my techniques in the blink of an eye. She left one day, quite suddenly. She had a mission, you see. All of a sudden I'm thinking about that Sonny Came Home song. Mia came home on a mission. She said, I'm a lawyer and I'm gonna work to find this for a while. A mission? You could see it in her eyes. She followed it with a burning passion. Never looked back, that one. Alright, what about the painting? That's quite a painting. Aha! You noticed? It's my pride and joy. Impressive, isn't it? Well, isn't it? The color of the sky, the hue of the sea, the weave of the straw hat. It's worth at least 3 million. I have no intention of parting with it, of course. No, I won't sell it, not even to you. I wasn't interested. It's not for sale. I'm not buying. Jeez. Why does he want to sell it? I already know about that. Alright, so forget about the examine. How about present? Present. Holmes! Very sorry, but I've got nothing to say regarding this matter. Really? Man. Well, go to hell then. Guess who's gonna represent then? September 6th, 3:42 p.m. Detention Center. Visitor's room. Because Grossberg is a piece of crap. Who spends too much time in his mustache. And I bet he's also a bad boulder. Hiya. Oh, you're back! Did you find the lawyer? Well, what do I tell her? Well, see, Just be honest. I really don't think you should use that guy. He didn't seem healthy. He was all skin and bone. Oh. Oh, Phoenix. Yes, chat. Didn't you think he was all skin and bones, chat? Oh. Oh, God. Wow. That is an impressive crappy lie. That's a really, really impressive, disastrously crappy lie. I know exactly, Fallen, right? Oh, God. What really happened? You don't mean he refused to help? I see. I've been abandoned then. Now, hold on a second. Let's talk about the day of the crime. Could you tell me about the day of the murder? Sorry, I know it must be hard. No, it's okay. All I've been doing the last few hours is talking about it. I've kind of gotten used to it. Let's see. That morning I got a call from my sister. She wanted me to hold on to a piece of evidence for an upcoming trial. That's the thinker clock that Larry made. Practically qualifies as a serial murderer by now. Yes. So then, when did you arrive at the office? It was right around 9 o'clock. The lights were off and I could smell blood. Then I found her. My sister. Haha. Thanks, Maya. That's all I need to hear for now. Let's talk about your family. What about your family? I only had my sister. My father died when I was very young. And I don't know where my mother is. Don't know. So she could still be alive. Let's talk about your mother. The women in my family have been mediums for generations. They say that ESP runs in our blood. About 15 years ago, our family was involved in an incident. There was a man and he ruined our mother's life. Ruined? After that, she disappeared. Several years after that, my sister announced she would become a lawyer, and she left the mountain. So, you live by yourself? Yes, I've gotten used to it. Oh, also, I had to become independent, or I would lose my ESP. I feel bad for her, all by herself up on that mountain. Let's talk about your mother's enemy. So, who was this man who, ruined your mother? About 15 years ago, there was an unusual murder case. It made quite a stir. Everyone was talking about it, apparently. The police were running out of leads, and they were getting desperate. Wait, they didn't use a spirit medium, did they? The police convinced my mother to try to contact the victim. Wow. So, what happened? The case was solved. We thought. You thought? The man my mother helped the police capture was innocent. The police's consultation with a medium had all been carried out in secret, of course. But a man found out about it and leaked it to the press. He told all the papers that my mother was a fraud, and the media jumped on it big time. My mother, became the laughing stock of the nation. I see. White? Excuse me? White? That was his name. My sister told me. Remember, and there was the whole red, white, blue thing? White. Just a little longer now before the state-appointed lawyer comes, I guess. 4 o'clock p.m. Time's up. What should I do? Do I just leave her and go home? No, we're defending her. Chat! I don't even think I need to ask this, but do we defend Maya? Do we take this case? All of a sudden I have that commercial in my head for Under Armour. We must protect this house! America! Right? Obviously. Obviously we're protecting her, right? Obviously. Obviously. Go home, make toast. I mean, yes. Objection! Go home and watch Law & Order. I'm not gonna do fun. Nah. That's cool. Unsolvable. Oh my god, you people. I'm not going home. No. I defend Maya. I've made up my mind. I'm going to defend you whether you want me to or not. Why? Why? Well, I don't know why. I can't abandon you. No one is sad as a person without any friends. I know. I've been there. A long time ago. Whoa. Why did they become a lawyer in the first place? Because someone has to look out for the people who have no one on their side. Maya, I won't abandon you. You can count on me. That's so kind of you. Well, let's fight this one and get you out of here. Right. Thank you. Ooh, she smiled at last. She looks like an entirely different person. Betray our values. I know, but I'm not taking any chances. One last question. You are innocent, right? Yes! And I trust you. So you trust me too, okay? It's a deal. So, what next? There's something that's been bugging me. Just what was inside that strange woman's drawer? It was when I tried to look into the drawer that she got all defensive. There has to be something in there. Alright, let's check out her place at the Gatewater Hotel. Good afternoon, sir. Excuse me, you are? I beg your pardon, sir. I am the bellboy of this establishment at your service, sir. Oh, right. I've just come up to deliver room service, sir. Do you know where Miss May might be? Ah, I believe our guest Miss May is currently using the, facilities. If you've no need of anything, I'll be taking my leave. Please, stay as long as you like. Enjoy. Yeah. Wait. No, hey! Why does it seem like every time I come here, I end up embarrassing myself? Wait, now's my chance to snoop around a bit. Ah, I almost forgot. Ah! You came back quick! Might I ask you to inform Miss May that there is a message for her? Please tell her that Mr. White of Blue Corp phoned. Red, white, and blue. Booyah! Mr. White of Blue Corp. Boom, ba da boom, ba da boom, ba da boom, ba da ba doom, ba da ba da boom. Oh, right. Sure. Mr. White of Blue Corp? Where have I heard that name? White. That was his name. My sister told me. White was the name of the guy who ruined Mia and Maya's mother. Could it be a coincidence? Whether it's a coincidence or not, getting that goddamn screwdriver. Screwdriver! Screwdriver get! There's a screwdriver sticking out of that half-open drawer. Now's my chance to see what's inside. What do we have here? A wiretap. Ah! A wiretap for the phone. So, this lady was involved in getting a wiretap out of the phone, maybe because she was spying on that law office. I wonder why. What would a woman like her be doing with a thing like this? There is definitely something suspicious about this Miss May. Why would she have something like this in her hotel room? There's a story behind all this, I know it. Alright, I'll be using this bit of evidence in tomorrow's trial, that's for sure. For Maya's sake, I'll get to this woman's bottom. Wait, I mean, you know what I mean. Oh, bellboy, still there? Uh-oh, time to scram. I look forward to tangling with you tomorrow, Miss May. In court. To be continued. Nice. September 7th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 1. I said courtroom number 1. Not courtroom number 2. And definitely not courtroom number 5. It's only courtroom number 1 if it comes before courtroom 2 and before 3, and especially if it is not courtroom number 30. All right. So we're going to go the first day of court, guys, and then I'm going to call it for the night. This is fun times. The food court. What's up, Lino? Welcome in, by the way. For everyone who is new to the stream, I hope you guys are enjoying what you are seeing and hearing. My name is Arvin Eleron. I play a lot of different sorts of games, but I tend to focus on story and narrative-focused games, like the one I am playing. But I've never actually played this before. It's a blind playthrough for me, and I'm having fun with it, actually. I'm looking forward to playing more of this with you guys. So we are going to be playing this, and then when it's done, I'm going to be finishing up my Ultima Underworld run, and then I'm going to be moving on to either Trails of Sky, or possibly Assassin's Creed 4, or possibly Dragon Age Inquisition. So we're looking at that next. If you like what you see in here, please make sure to follow the stream, and thank you all so much. Alright, here we go. The court is now in session for the trial of Ms. Maya Fey. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Miles Edgeworth. I better not show any signs of weakness today, or he'll be on me in an instant. Mr. Edgeworth, please give the court your opening statement. Thank you, Your Honor. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, was at the scene of the crime. The prosecution has evidence she committed this murder, and we have a witness who saw her do it. The prosecution sees no reason to doubt the facts of this case, Your Honor. I see. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's begin, then. You may call your first witness. The prosecution calls the chief officer at the scene, Detective Gumshoe. The Steam Group, yes, that's true. Steam Group is help. Witness, please state your name and profession to the court. Sir, my name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm the detective in charge of homicides down at the precinct, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please describe for us the details of this murder. Very well, sir. Let me use this floor map of the office to explain. The body was found by this window here. And the cause of death? Loss of blood due to being struck by a blunt object, sir. The murder weapon was a statue of the Thinker found next to the body, sir. It was heavy enough to be a deadly weapon, even in a girl's hands, sir. The court accepts the statue as evidence. They're still calling it a statue? Floor plans added to the court record. Everyone calls that clock a statue. Okay. Now, detective. Yes, sir. You immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey, who was found at the scene, correct? What's up, Parker? Can you tell me why? Yes, sir. I had hard evidence she did it, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please testify to the court about this hard evidence. Witness testimony. Maya Fey's arrest. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. There were 2 people there already. The defendant, Ms. Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Ms. Maya Fey. Why? We had a witness account describing her. The witness saw Ms. Maya Fey at the very moment of the murder. The very moment, you say? Very well, Mr. Wright. You may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examine what? I couldn't see a single contradiction in that testimony. Whoosh! Smack! Hey, Maya just threw something at me. What's this? When my sister couldn't find any contradictions in a witness's testimony, she would bluff it and press the witness on every detail. The witness always slips up and says something wrong. It worked lots of times. I should have expected Maya would know some of her sister's tricks. Alright, let's give this a try. Something the matter? No, Your Honor. I'd like to begin my cross-examination. Cross-examination. Maya Fey's arrest. And also... As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. Hold it! Who did you say you got a call from? Hey, pal, don't play dumb. You know who. The call was from a customer at the Gatewater Hotel, right across from the crime scene. How do you know it was the It did do something. How do you know it was the, like, that customer? Right. Please continue. There were 2 people there already. Hold it! Detective Gumshoe, how long would you say it took between you receiving the call and your arrival at the scene of the crime? Right? I'd say it was about 3 minutes. That's pretty fast. Our motto this month is quick response. I like how it's this month. That's how I got there before the killer got away. Indeed. So, tell us who the 2 people you found on the scene were. Yes, sir. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Hold it! Are you absolutely sure it was us? What? Listen, pal, your dumb act will only get you so far. With their funky hippie clothes and your spiky hair, you do stand out like suspicious people at a crime scene. Well, it does have a point about her. She is pretty unmistakable. I should pick my points to press with a little more care. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey. Why? We had a witness account describing her. The witness saw Miss Maya Fey at the very moment of the murder. Wait a minute. Hold it! Hold on just 1 second. Yeah? If I heard correctly, you said you arrested her because you had hard evidence she did it, correct? Huh? Did I say that? Me? I heard you say it. You did say it. You said it. Exactly what about this suspicious woman in pink's claim was hard evidence? What? Miss May isn't suspicious, and she sure isn't pink, pal. Well, I guess she is pink. That's enough, Detective Gumshoe. Do you have any more solid proof other than her claims, Detective? I guess pressing can have its advantages. Yes. Sorry, I got the order of things mixed up in my testimony, Your Honor, sir. There was something I should have told you about first, Your Honor. Very well, Detective. Let's hear your testimony again. Witness testimony. Hard evidence. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. I found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. Lab test results showed that the blood was the victim's. Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. How do we know that it was her that actually wrote it? How you like that? That's my hard evidence. That's crappy hard evidence. Before we begin cross-examination... Oh, really, Shadowed? That's awesome, man. What is it? I have a question for you, Detective. Your Honor? Why didn't you testify about this vital piece of evidence the first time? Why didn't you do it the first time? I feel like when the judge is really angry, that's what he's going to pull out. I know. I'm real embarrassed I forgot about it, Your Honor, sir. Try to be more careful. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. Arcades. Cross-examination. Hard evidence. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. Okay. Whoops. I found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. Lab test results showed that the blood was the victim's. So there was blood found on the victim's finger. Really? Wait a minute. Hold it! On which hand was the bloody finger, Detective? The right hand. She was right-handed. Ha ha ha! Nice try. Guess it wasn't too hard to see what I was getting at there. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. How do you know that? Hold it! Detective Gumshoe. Do you get a lot of cases where the victim actually writes the killer's name? Sure. Happens all the time in books and the movies. This isn't a movie, Detective. Oh. Let's talk about reality, shall we? I guess. I haven't heard many cases. No. Don't you find it a little odd that the victim would write down a name? Especially the name of her own sister? Yeah, actually, you got a point, pal. Objection! Stop right there. The witness's opinion on the matter is irrelevant. The facts are clear. The victim wrote down the name of the accused. The victim told us the name of her killer. Yeah, they don't know if she wrote it. Order. Order. Didn't go so well. That's right. What he said. Objection! Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence. It does? I don't see anything contradictory. Huh? Really? Objection overruled. Try to think before you make accusations, Mr. Wright. I was gonna basically say, I thought it was I'm presenting it to say, how do you know? Whoops, that didn't go so well. Alright, my bad. But I thought that I was presenting it to him to prove a point. So... I thought that like that would allow me to show it to him and then say, how do you know that she wrote this? But I guess not. It's his whole testimony. Alright, there has to be a contradiction in there somewhere. Let's find it. Securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. Hold it! What kind of tests were these again? Huh? What kind? Well, I hear they take the, little bits in the blood, the, hemoglobins, hermogoblin bobbin. Oh, God. Hermogoblin bobbin. I refuse to testify on this matter, sir. I'm no expert on blood tests. Yes, that was quite clear. You may continue with your testimony. Thanks, pal. I mean, Your Honor, sir. Detective Gumshoe. Yeah? I think you can expect a pleasant bonus in your next paycheck. Oh? Oh, that was a mess. Right. Where was I? Goblin Poblin. Oh. Also, there was blood found in the victim's finger. Okay. Okay, cool, Shadow. Let's take a look at the autopsy report. Single blunt force trauma. Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute. Death was instantaneous? Death was instantaneous? If it was instantaneous, how did she have a chance to write? Ah, come on. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Did she really? Then I present to you... Objection! Detective Gumshoe. There's one thing I want you to clarify for me here. You say that the victim, Mia Fey, wrote this note? That she was accusing the defendant, Maya Fey? That's really what you're saying? What? What? This isn't one of those lawyer tricks now, is it? Of course she wrote it. Who else could have? You have it backwards, detective. But backwards? The victim is the only person who absolutely could not have written it. This is a report from your department, detective. Immediate death due to a blow from a blunt object. She died immediately! But... no butting your way out of this one, detective. Order! Order! The defense has a point. Someone who died immediately wouldn't have the time to write anything down. Brilliant, Judge. Mine like a steel trap, Judge. Objection! Mr. Wright, I beg your pardon, but when exactly did you obtain that autopsy report? When? Day after the murder, I think. It was the day after the murder. prosecution's point being, that autopsy report is outdated, Your Honor.
What?
A second autopsy was performed yesterday at my request. Death was almost immediate due to a blow from a blunt object. But there is a possibility the victim lived for several minutes after the blow. I received these results this morning.
No way!
Your Honor, it's quite easy to imagine that the victim did have time to write Maya. That is all. I see. Damn you, Edgeworth. I should have known you'd have something up your sleeve. Why, Mr. Wright, you look shocked. Something you want to say? Yes, I want to say I'm a sham. I want to say I'm a sham. I'm so tempted to say I'm a sham, but I'm not going to do it because I'm not. That's not the way I'd roleplay it. But oh my god, I'm so tempted to be like, I'm terrible. Objection. You're a sham, Edgeworth. I have only one thing to say to you, Mr. Edgeworth, and that's this! Okay. Mr. Edgeworth, I've heard there's nothing you won't do to get your verdict. What reason could you possibly have had to request a second autopsy report? Mr. Wright, the defense will refrain from personal attacks on the prosecution. No matter, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, say what you will, the evidence in this report is undeniable. Your Honor, I submit this report to the court. I have a ShamWow. But understood. The court accepts the evidence. Court updated in the court record. Punk. Well, Your Honor, the evidence strongly suggests the victim was identifying the killer. I suppose that's the obvious conclusion, yes. Darn, this isn't good. The prosecution would like to call its next witness. This poor, innocent girl saw the murder with her own eyes. Yeah, let me just say, in real life, in real legal trial proceedings, you can't do that. You have to give the defense a certain amount of time called discovery time to be able to give them new evidence and new information. And it's your obligation, first of all, ethically, to reveal that information as soon as possible. You can't just be like, guess what, I have a new autopsy. Like, the court should have been like, what? No, you know, the defense court is in recess. Like, there's no way we can do that, so. Let the witness, Miss April May, take the stand. Exactly what part of her is innocent? Witness, your name, please.
April May, at your service.
Oh my god, that outfit. Order. An introduction should not require any reaction from the crowd. Night Snip. The witness will refrain from wanton winking. Wonton? The hell? The witness will refrain from wonton winking? What? Wonton. Nice, welcome back, Law. Wonton. I was thinking more refrain from egg drop soup thinking, but...
Aw, yes, Your Honor.
This is not good. She's already captured the heart of every man in the court. Tell us, where were you on the night of September 5th when the murder occurred?
Gee, I was like in my hotel room. I checked in right after lunch.
And this hotel is directly across from the Fay & Company law offices?
That's right, big boy.
Please testify to the court about what you saw. Witness testimony. Witness's account.
It was like 9 o'clock at night. I looked out the window, you know. And then, ooh, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair.
Okay, there's a problem with that because the light was out. The light was broken in the room, so there was no light in the room, and it was 9 o'clock at night. So how exactly did she see Mia attacking Maya? That's crap, and I got you, lady.
Then the woman, like, dodged to one side and ran away. But that girl, she caught up to her and, she hit her. Then the woman with the long hair, she kind of slumped. The end. That's all I saw. Every little bitsy witsy.
I'm gonna destroy you, lady. Well, Your Honor, I see. It is a remarkably solid testimony, because I'm a moron who doesn't understand what night vision means. I don't see a need to trouble the witness any— Well, wait, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Wright.
But what about my cross-examination?
I thought the witness's testimony just now was quite firm. Didn't you? Mr. Wright, I understand you were Ms. Mia Fey's understudy, were you not? You must know her techniques well. Her cowardly way of finding tiny faults in perfectly good testimonies. Yeah, I don't know. I don't read her as Valley Girl, Messiah. I read her as more like sort of Japanese schoolgirl, except I can't quite do that because I can't get my voice high enough, so we could get all through contempt. Her cowardly way of finding tiny faults in perfectly good testimonies. Hey! How dare you? Well, Mr. Wright, will you cross-examine the witness? Yeah, I'm doing it. I'll gladly proceed with the cross-examination. Only because I have a feeling Edgeworth doesn't want me to. I don't know what you mean, gentlemen. She has to have some weakness. Very well. You may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination. Witness's account. 9 o'clock at night. I looked out the window, you know, and I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. Is that so? Really? Now, how do I present— Hold on. Let me go back. Let me press that. Hold it! The woman with long hair. That was Mia Fey?
Slender, sort of, well, some people might say, you know, pretty, if that's your thing.
Your thing? And the person attacking her?
The one attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. Hold it!
How do you know she was the defendant?
Huh? Well, you know, she had a girlish physique. Women know these things. Look, I just know, okay?
There was only one person at the scene of the crime with a short, girlish figure. The testimony is bulletproof, Your Honor. He's right. I question it. Hold on a minute! That testimony stinks!
What?
Miss May, I'm willing to bet that you saw nothing. Did you really see the defendant at all?
Up!
Mr. Wright, what's the meaning of this?
Yes, what is the meaning? Somebody tell me, because I'm clueless. I mean, about this, I mean.
Okay. If you had really witnessed my client, Maya Fey, you would have noticed her clothes before noticing her physique.
Huh?
No one wears clothes like this on a daily basis, except her. And I'm no expert on fashion, but her hairdo looks far from normal to me. However, the witness's testimony mentions neither of these things. The testimony is bogus.
But...
Still, we don't know if she was dressed that way the night of the murder. She was, Your Honor. I saw her. And so did Detective Gumshoe. What do you say to that, Miss May?
Rar! What are you trying to say? You mean lawyer? I saw what I saw. I just didn't think all the trifling little details were necessary, darling.
Miss May, the court would like to remind you to please omit nothing in your testimony.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'll be a good girl. I promise.
Oh my God. It's like watching Sarah Palin on steroids. Oh, shots fired! Your testimony again, if you would. Damn, I almost had her. Witness testimony.
I did see everything. I did. The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. Then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. And she hit her with that weapon. I saw it. I did. That clock. The kind of statue-y clock? The thinker, I think? Well, does the accuracy of my report not startle you?
I see. I only wish you had been so detailed from the beginning. Please begin the cross-examination. Cross-examination. Witness's account.
I did see everything. I did. The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. Hold it!
Is that right as in your right as you look from the hotel?
Which hand do I hold my knife in again? Right. It was my right hand, right?
Satisfied, Mr. Wright? Please continue.
Then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. Hold it!
How convenient for you to remember her hippie clothes.
That's what she was wearing. Oh, and her hair was all done up like a bun.
What happened then?
And she hit her with that weapon. I saw it. I did. Hold it.
Where did this weapon come from?
She picked it up from the desk.
How could she see the desk from the window? I see. What sort of weapon was it?
That clock. The kind of statue-y clock. The thinker, I think. Hold it.
I don't believe any of this. A clock? Didn't this come up in another testimony recently?
Well, don't look so sour, Mr. Lawyer. You can't win them all.
No, but I have a feeling I'm onto something now. Thinker, I think. How would she know that it was a clock if there was no clockwork inside it? Objection! Miss May, what you said just now was quite revealing.
Revealing? Ooh, you'd like that, wouldn't you? Naughty Mr. Lawyer.
You just said that the statue of the thinker was a clock. But there's no way of knowing that just by looking at it.
But burp!
Another person in much the same position as you recently called this a clock too. And he was found guilty of murder. Order. Order.
Miss May, can you explain how you know this was a clock?
Ooh! The witness saw the murder with her own eyes. That's all that's important here. No, it's not. The defense is trying to confuse the issue with trivial concerns. Really? Yes. Yes, of course. You will withdraw your question, Mr. Wright.
What? Objection!
But questions are all I have, Your Honor. And as you may recall, I've caught murderers with these questions before. Well, only once. Objection sustained. You may continue to question the witness. Which objection? The objection to the objection? Like, whew, that was close. If you stop me there, the trial will be over.
Huh? What? So, what happens now?
What happens now is you answer my question.
How did you know it was a clock? What? That's... because I heard it? Yes, I heard it say that...
You heard it say the time from the other building? What the hell is this, a sonic clock?
So, you've been to the law offices of Fay & Company? No! Hey, I didn't say that. Why would I go there?
You heard it because of the wiretap.
I heard from my hotel room.
The law offices of Fay & Company where the murder took place are very close to the hotel. She could easily have heard the clock. Well, Mr. Wright, are you satisfied? Nope. No, Your Honor. Can't give up now. I'm not satisfied because it couldn't have rung, because there's nothing in it. Your Honor, members of the court. It is inconceivable that the clock in question rang. It's empty. That clock is missing its clockwork. Exactly. She's also a bat. How could you possibly? Just have a look as soon as you can. Oh. See anything interesting, Your Honor? As the defense says, this clock is missing its clockwork. It's quite empty. Mr. Wright, would you care to explain to the court the meaning of this? It is as you can see. The clock was empty. It couldn't have rung. Therefore, this witness is a big, fat liar. Fat? Well, Miss May? Tisk, tisk. Quite a show you've put on for us, Mr. Wright. He knew the clock was empty. Somehow, he knew. I'm afraid you've forgotten one thing, however. Indeed, the clock is empty. As you say, it can't ring. However, we must ask, when was the clockwork removed? If it was after the witness heard the clock, then there is no contradiction. Ah, but I got something to prove that. That's true. It is a possibility. The clock might have been emptied after she heard it. And that is exactly what happened, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, Can you prove when the clockwork was removed? Yes, I can. Ho ho! Impossible, of course. I have proof. But what? Wasn't it you who told me proof is everything? Well, I was listening. And now I'll show you the proof you like so much. The evidence that proves when the clockwork was removed is... Dun, da, 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 da.
Take that!
Take that! Take a look at this. That's a very cute cell phone.
Woohoo! You have a girly phone!
Wait. This isn't my phone. Listen. This is the defendant's cell phone, and it contains a recording. A recording of a conversation she had with the victim on the day of the murder. Order. The defendant's cell phone? This wasn't brought to my attention. Oh, look at the big shot not having all the info. Look at Mr. Big Brain. I'm all about bringing new evidence. Take that! Perhaps Detective Gumshoe overlooked it? The good detective better remember he's up for evaluation soon. My heart goes out to you, Edgeworth. Not. Let's hear the conversation.
So you just want me to hold on to the thinker for you then?
If you could. I should probably tell you the clock isn't talking right now. Huh? It's not working? That's lame. Hey, what's up, Gray? Traveling in Portland. Awesome, man. I had to take the clockwork out. Sorry. September 5th, 9:27 a.m. Your Honor, I think this recording makes it clear that the clockwork was already gone, and this was recorded in the morning before the witness even arrived at her hotel. Well, Miss May, would you care to explain this to the court? Just how did you know that weapon was a clock?
Well, isn't it obvious? I saw that clock before. What store was that again? I go to so many. Oops, I forgot. Ding.
So the witness had seen it before. That would make sense.
What?
Does the defense have any objections, Mr. Wright? Yes. The witness claims she had seen it before, but this directly contradicts a piece of evidence already submitted to this court. Well then, let's see it. Please produce this evidence that will prove the witness had not seen the clock before. I don't actually know, so let's find out. Because it's made by Larry. Take that! It's simple. This clock was never in any store, ever, because Larry made it. What? A friend of mine made that clock. Only 2 exist in the world, and the one that isn't here is in police custody.
Impossible! Everything is sold in stores!
Miss May, I think it's high time you went shopping for a better... Oh, wait, I gotta do this. I better get some backup on this, chat. Miss May, I think it's time you went shopping for a better excuse. What have I got, chat? Thank you, Wavy Lines. Yeah! Oh, God, I love that. You guys are the best. You guys are the best. And also, what's up, Atlas? I'm glad you're enjoying this, man. Although I gotta get finished, man. I've got to be finishing as well. Hellish lag. I wear my sunglasses. I wear my sunglasses. Okay. Oh? Excuses not on sale today? Ooh! Oh ho ho! Hulk smash! Whoa. What's it to you, porcupine head? That stupid clock doesn't matter, okay? She did it, and she should die for it. Die! Whoa, whoa! Let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is a court of law, and the witness will remain calm.
Oh! Silly me! Did I, like, lose it? I guess I did. Tee-hee! Wink.
Scary. Miss May, let me ask. Tell me, how did you know the weapon was a clock? Oh dear. Does the defense have an opinion on this behavior?
Hey, this is it. Yes, Your Honor. Allow me to explain how I see the truth of the matter. Miss April May, you knew the weapon was a clock because... Let's see. You had heard about it. The witness had never held the clock in her hand. However, she had heard that it was a clock.
She heard?
That is correct, Your Honor. Because of the wiretap. There is no other way she could have known the thinker was a clock. And I can show you the proof.
Well, this is interesting. Let's see it then. Show me evidence proving that the witness had heard the murder weapon was a clock. Do not take that!
Have a look at this. That? I found this in Miss May's room.
Mr. Wright, please explain to the court what this is.
Miss April May, you were tapping the victim, Miss Mia Fey's phone, were you not? Your Honor, this is irrelevant.
I'm not entirely sure that it is. Objection overruled. Also, suck it, Edgeworth. It troubles me that our witness was in possession of a wiretap. This is outrageous. Does the defense truly... Oh, sorry.
This is outrageous. Does the defense truly claim that the witness was tapping her phone? Absolutely. Even if that was the case, which it's not, you still have to prove one thing. Did the victim ever say that the weapon was a clock on the phone? Can you prove that? I think not.
Oh yeah? I think I can!
It's simple. Hadouken! What? Here's my proof. The proof that the victim said on the phone that the weapon was a clock is... What? No. I hope this is right. Take that! I present the defendant's cell phone.
Yes, we've seen that.
Listen once more to the conversation between the defendant and the victim. Mia, what's up? You haven't called in a while. Well, actually, there's something I want you to hold on to for me. Again? What's it this time? It's a clock. Kaboom hammer time! It's made to look like that statue, the Thinker, and it tells you the time. Miss April May, you used a wiretap to listen to this conversation. That's how you knew the Thinker was a clock. Am I wrong?
Objection!
Your Honor, this is ridiculous. Your Honor, look at the witness's face. Does she seem amused to you? The defense demands an answer. Witness, answer the question. Did you tap her phone? Hi, Muskie Bear.
Miss May.
Shut up, all of you! What gives you the right to talk to me like that? You lawyer! It's no fair. All of you ganging up on me like that. Oh, so I'm the bad girl, is that it? Is that it? That did it. The court's seen the real Miss April May now. Now to deal the final blow. Why did you tap her phone? Answer the question. Do I have to? Isn't this a murder trial? Isn't tippity tapping or irrelevant? Gosh, she's saying exactly what Edgeworth wants her to say. Miss May, you were tapping the victim's phone. I hardly call that irrelevant.
While this court does not condone the defense's tone of speech, he has a point. Well, Miss May, do you have an explanation for the court? Can you prove you had nothing to do with this murder, even though you tapped her phone? Ha, I'd like to see her pull that off.
Mr. Lawyer, I saw that evil, evil grin. You were probably thinking, I'd like to see her pull that off, weren't you?
Damn, he's good.
Well, you're not the first man who's thought that. And of course, I can and will. You can't be serious. No way. Way, I say, way. Oh, and I assure you I'm serious, Mr. Lawyer. Humph. Okay, so the killing happened around 9 o'clock at night. Why, that's just when I was getting room service from that sweet bellboy.
Room service?
Iced coffee, I believe it was. Iced coffee? You know, like normal coffee, but cold. If you don't drink it quick, the ice melts and then you have regular cold coffee.
Iced coffee?
Think I'm making this up? Ask the bellboy. Wink.
Ergo, the witness was not on the scene at the time of the murder. What? That's the worst analysis I ever heard in my life. So, where does that leave us? It is my great displeasure to inform you that the witness appears to have been tapping the victim's telephone. However, that is a separate crime with no bearing on the current case whatsoever. Her testimony stands. She saw the defendant, Maya Fey, commit murder. She still didn't because she can't see her. No, they're going to let her just walk away. There's no way I can win this unless I tie Miss May to the murder somehow. Well, does the defense have anything to say? Well, come on, think of something. Let's call the bellboy as a witness. The defense would like to call the hotel bellboy as a witness. There's something suspicious there, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it.
I think you've sunk it quite low enough already.
I object to calling the bellboy. Why? What's your reason? Because I hold that the wiretapping had nothing to do with the killing. However, if you agree to one condition, I'll consent to calling this witness. Condition: if Miss April May's alibi is not called into question after you examine the bellboy, then you will recognize that Miss April May was not the killer, thus she is innocent. Therefore, you must accept the verdict of guilty for Miss Maya Fey. That is my condition.
What?
Accept conditions? I'd better find something suspicious in that bellboy's testimony. Otherwise, Maya will be declared guilty on the spot. What should I do? I'm not going to give up. Alright, I accept the condition. I don't know why I'd have to accept the condition. Alright, I've got nothing to lose except for, well, everything. Understood. I accept your condition. Fool. You fell right into my trap. Uh-oh. Wait. Very well. The court calls the hotel bellboy to the stand. I believe we're ready for the witness to testify. He certainly does look like a bellboy. He's still holding the same stuff. Right? Seriously, right, Lino? Yes, sir. I received your summons in the middle of work, sir. I'm happy to be of service. That tea set looks rather heavy, so without further ado, the witness may begin his testimony. Very good, sir. Witness testimony. Miss May's room service. I am the hell bedboy. Yes, the hell... I almost said I am the hell bedboy. Well, I'll bet that's true, but I am actually the head bellboy at the fine Gateway Hotel, in business for 4 generations. I believe I received a call after 8 p.m. in the evening from our guest, Miss May. She asked for an iced coffee to be brought to her at 9 o'clock on the dot, sir. I brought it to her at precisely the requested time, of course, and I delivered the iced coffee to our guest, Miss May herself. That looks like she was outside of the room. How was she looking through the window if she was outside of the room? I see. The defense may begin its cross-examination. I'm Hell's bellboy. Hell's bellboy. Right, I'm ready, I hope. This is it. If I can't prove Miss May was involved with the murder now, Maya will be finished. Cross-examination. Miss May's room service. I am the head bellboy at the fine Gatewater Hotel, in business for 4 generations. Okay, fine. I don't care about that. I believe I received a call after 8 o'clock in the evening. Exactly when? Hold it! Are you sure it was Miss May on the phone? Absolutely, sir. how can you be so certain? I checked Miss May in personally, sir. Not only did I see her in all her stunning radiance, but I also heard her voice. And then I saw them, and I... The point being, I remembered her quite well, sir. Yes, what then? She asked for an iced coffee to be brought to her at 9 o'clock, on the dot, sir. Hold it! 9 o'clock on the dot, you say? Yes, I confirmed that detail several times. She was watching a program on the TV and wished to drink after she finished, sir. 9 o'clock, time of the murder. Again, how did she pull it from her desk? How could she see that? Here's the window. She can't see the stuff that's on the desk. Plus, it's nighttime. Plus, like, there's just so many things. Like, I just want to be like, oh, man. Alright, what else? And I delivered the iced coffee to our guest, Miss May herself. Hold it! You are sure it was Miss April May herself? Absolutely, sir. Absolutely? Yes, sir. As in, so very absolutely, sir. It's an endearing mannerism of mine. How come you're so very certain? Well, when I brought the room service, sir, the guests, favored me with an embrasse, sir. Embrasse? Is that French for embrace? It's French for kiss, sir, but not a French kiss, sir. More of a peck on the cheek. Well, why would she have done that? I believe perhaps she was momentarily swayed by my prim demeanor, sir. This moment I shall never, ever forget, sir. Sounds pretty fishy to me. I think our Miss May was up to something and wanted the bellboy to remember her. It's no good. There's nothing there. Is that it? Tisk, tisk. Finally, you understand. This bellboy has absolutely no reason to lie. Now, if you have any decency, you will end this rather tedious cross-examination here. The examination must be ended here. It was a bit tedious. The witness may leave the stand. Can't let this happen, can I? Protest. Wait! Please wait! Yes? Does the defense have something to add? One last question. Let me ask one last question. Your Honor, I must object. This charade of justice has gone on long enough. Now, Mr. Edgeworth. All right, Mr. Wright. I'll give you one more question. That's all. Okay. This is really it now. This is my last chance. What do I ask him about? Check in. Room service. Tell me again about, room service. Again, sir. Exactly 9 o'clock, I delivered room service to Miss May in room 303. The guest had requested iced coffee. $18 was the charge, as I recall. $18? Doesn't that seem a bit expensive? Yes, well, iced coffee for two, you know. And we don't skip on the ice. For two? What did he say? What did you say? Rather, quite. Bellboy, tell us the truth now. Was someone else staying in Miss May's room? I object. That was objectionable. Judge's like, nope. Objection overruled. The witness will answer the question. Yes, I see. Why did you not mention this in your testimony? Well, sir, you didn't ask. Nice try. That's the sort of thing you're normally supposed to mention. Yes, quite. Indeed. It was the, good barrister there, Mr. Edgeworth, who... He asked me not to mention it if I wasn't specifically asked, sir. Oh! You fool. Ah, Edgeworth. You lying sack. I've done it. I've won. Well, you haven't won. Miss April May checked into a twin room with a man, correct? Yes, sir. Then when you brought them room service, you didn't see that man in the room? That's right, sir. Your Honor, we have just learned of another person involved who may have been the murderer. In this new light, I hold that it's impossible to judge the defendant. You agree, Mr. Edgeworth? Who? Who is this other person? Simple. It was the man who checked in with Miss May. Oh! Your Honor, as has been previously revealed, Miss April May was tapping the victim's phone, yet Miss May herself has an alibi at the time of the murder. However, that does not clear the man that was with her. The bellboy saw no one else in the room at the time of the murder. And my, what a convenient little setup. But it's too late. Too late? I suppose you'd like it if it was too late, wouldn't you? After all, it was you who hid the presence of the other man from this court. Oof! Body blow! Upstart. Amateur. These accusations are ludicrous. Enough. The court acknowledges the defense's argument. I expect the prosecution and defense to look into this matter fully. Am I understood? Yes. Yes, Your Honor. That is all today for the trial of Maya Fey. Court is adjourned. Oh, sorry. September 7th, 2:24 p.m. District Court. Defendant Lobby, number 1.
Mr. Wright! You were amazing in there! Really? I think I might be your newest fan.
Oh, I was just doing my job, you know.
And again, that other attorney was pretty cool, too.
Huh?
That face of his, with his eyes wide and trembling lips, it sent shivers up my spine.
If you say so. Oh, we got the transcoder? Oh, man. Typical. We got the transcoder, and I'm going to be logging off in like 10 minutes. Oh, good grief.
So what happens with me? Do I get to go home now?
Well, no.
I don't think so.
Not yet.
Oh, I see.
But I got a great lead in today's trial.
A lead?
That man with Miss May. He's the key.
Oh, I get it. What happened to Miss May after that anyway?
I heard they arrested her. I guess she's learning her charms won't work everywhere. She's probably at the detention center now. I may have to go down there later. Anyway, this case is far from closed.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to find out more about this man. Do you think he was the one who... Maybe so.
Sis.
Don't worry. I'll find him by tomorrow. I promise.
I'm counting on you.
I asked for a full record of April May's testimony. I thought it might come in handy during the trial tomorrow. But now that I have it, I'm not so sure. Most of her testimony was all lies. In fact, there's only one part that got left on the record. Interesting. I don't know how much good this will do me at all now. Anyway, time to hit the pavement and do some investigating. Maya doesn't belong in that detention center, and it's up to me to get her free. To be continued. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah, I'm saving it. Alright. It is saved, but I am going to call that a day. Yes. Save the game and suspend play, please. Yay. Alright. Good stuff, guys. Now let me actually hold on a second. Just to make sure, let me make sure that that's saved properly. Let me make sure that that's saved properly. So hang on 1 second. Day 2 investigation. Okay. Yep. Excellent. Wonderbar. Objection. All right, guys. That is a lot of fun. I am really sorry that we got the transcoder just at the time that I'm going to be logging off, but we are going to be doing a couple of giveaways here, but man, that was fun. The long game playtime of each case is manageable, yeah. So what do you guys think? Still fun for everybody? Oh, and also one last time. Oh god, I hope that doesn't get muted. That's so much fun. But anyway, people still enjoying it? People still having a good time? Because tonight gonna have a good time. Good time's cool. Yeah, that was fun. I'm gonna destroy you, lady. Oh yeah, well, Parker, this is this is not a legal simulation in any sense, okay? The fact that the guy's actually holding the tea. Take that! I totally should do that. Oh my god. And logic. Needs more female voices. We've only had 2 so far. Actually, no, 3. I feel fairly comfortable with my female voices. Listen. You know who's not a female? This guy. 2 thumbs this guy. So, what last scene was from 12 Angry Men? 12 Angry Men is one of my favorite movies. What do you mean? How was that last scene from 12 Angry Men? I know, Law. You need to be all over this one, man. So don't anybody leave, because we are doing a giveaway here. Legal simulation of the manga. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Okay. So, here we go. Say my name, say my name. I will go get my bar exam done after completing this game. Plus there's puns in it. I mean, what's not to love? There's puns and all this stuff. Like, you know. Yeah, nice. Very, very nice. Yeah, that's exactly it, Wavy Lines. She couldn't have seen the murder because she was in the window. They said that she picked it up off the desk. She couldn't pick it up off... She couldn't see her pick it up off the desk. Also, the light wasn't even on at the time. There's all kinds of things. I will see what I can do about that, Shadow. I'm man enough to feel comfortable with my lack of being able to do female voices. Gentleman is suddenly useful. Oh, one of the witnesses was across the street and had to hear the scream over a train. Yes, yes, yes. I see what you're saying. Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, the issue, though, is less about that. The issue is more about being able to see, because she doesn't say that she heard it. Supposedly, she heard it because of the wiretap. She said that she saw it and that she was seeing it from the stream, seeing it from her part of the window. So I think it's the whole visual thing that's going to be the major issue, but we will see. So, all right. Anyway, guys, let me do this giveaway before we sign ourselves off for the evening. Next time you guys are going to see me will be Thursday night with more of this game. I also want to mention that on Thursday night, I'm going to start my cast at the normal time in the evening. I'm then going to have to pause and take a break for about a half hour because I have a conversation that's an important publishing style conversation with a couple people that I need to have. And this is the only time that I can chat with them is at 10 o'clock Eastern. So I will suspend my stream for about a half hour. Maybe I'll just have you guys watching music or something like that while I do it. And then we'll come back to, then I will come back to it and we will keep going from there. Okay. So Thursday, we will be on for some more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Now, when I did Under A, yeah, I know, my bad. Could she have also worn glasses? I see. Yes, yes, Wavy. That's true. That's true. She wears glasses. That's true. All right, guys. If you win tonight, you are going to win one of the following 3 games. One of the following 3 games. And the games are as follows. You will be able to win either Antechamber, which is cool stuff, either Antechamber, or second, you will be able to win Gunpoint. Those 2 games are from Messiah. So either Antechamber or Gunpoint. Again, Messiah, thanks so much for the gift. I appreciate it. Or you will be able to choose Euro Truck Simulator 2, and that is coming from Eric, who is nice enough to contribute that to me. So again, either Antechamber, Gunpoint, both of those games from Messiah, or Euro Truck Simulator 2, which comes to you straight from Eric. And quite obviously, chat, quite obviously, I think this has to be the case. The giveaway word for tonight is as follows. You know it. You know it. You know it. Objection. Objection! Let's bring it up. Oh, yeah. For sure, Top. For sure. If you guys want to win one of those 3 games that I just mentioned, let's see. Objection! Oh, man. And while we're doing that, I'm going to actually check out and see, because we are going to do a raid after this. Okay, thanks, Wavy. That's appreciated, sir. Appreciated. Did I not have my follower notification going? I don't think I did. Hold on a second. Bear with me for 1 minute. I never set up my follower notification. Whoops, I'll have to do that. So I actually missed a couple of people who followed me during this stream because I forgot that I didn't have it on this screen. My apologies. Let me actually see. So let me thank, I'm sorry about that, guys. I did not have that on there. So let me thank Mr. Jazzbo. Mr. Jazzbo, thanks for the follow, man. I appreciate it. Also, thanks to Renalolop. Is it Renalolop? Renan Lolop? But thank you guys. Thanks to Renan Lolop and Mr. Jazzbo for the follows tonight. I have a follower notification, but I don't have it set up for that screen, so I'm going to have to go do that when I'm done with the stream. My apologies, folks, but thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. And let's see. How about I unmute? All right, here we go. Last call, folks. Last call for this one. You'll be fine. Yeah, I should have been working on it before, Law. What's going on, Law? Okay, cool. All right. Last call. I've had someone who wanted Euro Truck Simulator. Rigged. Apples. Congratulations, Apples. It happened. It did. It happened. You won. Victory. Objection. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, Law. Rigged hacks. Demiser, did you see that? There you go. Evidence private message. Apples, this is all you. Hold it! That's funny, Ocadrian. That's really funny. All right. Euro Truck Simulator is on the way to you. Give me 1 second here. All right. Euro Truck is coming your way. Just give me 1 second as I send this to you. Whoops. Okay, sorry. I didn't mean that. Okay, wait. I sent it to you, but I hit the wrong... I just sent it to you without saying congratulations. That was tremendous. So I just sent it to you. Sorry about that. Make sure that you got it, Apples. I meant to say also congratulations in the message. Sorry about that. But I did send it to you for sure. Okay. All right, folks. Now we are going to do a raid. And the way that raids work in this channel... Exactly. Objection. It's being sent right now. So congratulations, Apples. And again, thanks to, that one is from Eric. So thank you to Eric so much for the gifts and to all of you folks who contribute. All right, we are going to do this. You had one job. One job, Arv. The way we do raids is the Arvanauts have landed with Volcania afterwards. And we are going to go raid someone right now. I'm going to tell you who it is in just a moment. But before I do that, I do want to thank everyone who came and watched me for the 2 parts of tonight's cast. I want to thank, as always, Demiser, Fallen, Satobo, Law, Lego Freak, Netowin, Shadow Mage, and the Gentleman for their moderation. Good work, especially to my mods tonight that were on the ball to try to keep out, you know, spoilers that weren't right and all that kind of stuff. Good job, guys. And as we do more of this and we're getting more and more people in, that'll be even more important. So thank you guys so much. Really good work today. You guys handled it very well. As always, I would like to thank Arcbound and Shorelock and Guardian Phase. What's up, Guardian Phase? And Parker, all regulars of mine. The Kids, who's always lurking in the background there, I would say is a regular of mine now as well. Pav, of course, one of my regulars, as is Royx, who's also a good game designer, as is Scriptlet, who's also a regular of mine. Mr. Jasbo, thank you so much for the follow tonight. I hope you liked what you saw and heard, and that we'll see you back here quite often. We like our community, so please continue to do that. The Zero Down 3. The Zero, I think you've followed me before, I want to say. Well, what the hell is this? Oh, I just got a gift. What is this? Rise of Nations extended edition from the Gentleman. Oh, thank you, gent. That's really cool, man. Thank you. I don't think I've heard of it, but I don't actually think I know anything about it, so I'm going to add it to my library for now. Thank you very much, gentlemen. That's very nice of you, dude. Didn't need to do that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks. Gray, of course. Thank you so much, as always, to Gray, who's one of my regulars, voice actor, Twitter god extraordinaire. Pleasure always to have Mercurius in here. Pleasure, who is one of my regulars, as is Topkin. You guys should be following Topkin as well. You should also follow, by the way, the Gentleman. You should follow Satobo, and you should be following Netowin, all of whom are streamers, some of them who stream more than others, but I like all of them as streamers as well. Always a pleasure to have Wavy Lines in here. Good to see you, Wavy Lines. Good stuff tonight. Good stuff from Strike Ninja, as always. This is a kind of game that seems well-suited for your particular brand of humor, Strike. Always a pleasure to have Sedemon in here. Good to see you, Sedemon. And, of course, Ocadrian, another person you guys should be following. I like watching Ocadrian streams. A pleasure to have Firemaster. I haven't seen Firemaster here in a while. Good to see you, man. Good to see Weasel Lord as well. Pleasure to have you back. Good to see Arcades, as always. Good to see, thanks for the contributions tonight, Arcades. Good to see Hippofant, who I haven't seen for a while. Good to see you, Hippo. Good to see Batty808. Of course, Atlas. Batty and Atlas, both regulars of mine. As is Akmok. As is Glob Monkey, who has been a very big contributor to the stream in the past. Good to see Messiah again. Messiah, another streamer, another guy who's contributed quite a bit to the stream. So thank you so much for the games, Messiah. Really appreciate it as well. Apples, congratulations. One of my regulars. Well-deserved. I'm glad that you won tonight. That's great. Of course, Rogan and Kanumi, both regulars of mine. Good to see both of you as well. Pleasure to have all of you guys here tonight. You guys are the best viewers on Twitch, as I have said many times. Now, the way that this thing works, guys, is that we're going to do the raid, but we only do the raid after you hear the music, okay? So once you hear the music, that's when we're actually going to go down, and we're just going to let it rain down like a, just going to rain down like a crazy, just a sea of, like, people right here. And I actually see that the person that I'm going to raid was just logging off right now. All right, never mind. I'm not going to raid the person I thought I was going to raid. The person I was going to raid was going to be IAK, but he's just getting off right now, so I'm not going to do that. So instead, I'm going to raid somebody else, and I know who it is. This person is also excellent, and this person is also well worth it. So give me a second. I appreciate it very much, Law, and I will happily accept that gift to be promptly given away. Thank you, Law. That's so kind of you, Law. That will be promptly given away. Law has just given me 5 Nights at Freddy's because he knows I'm going to immediately give it away. Okay, he tried to raid me. Hey, what's up, Porquitos? What's up, guys? Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry, but we were getting off at the same time. So it's going to be a backup raid. Okay, so we are going to be raiding this person again. Do not do the Arvanauts have landed in this person's chat until you see this that I'm about to put down, which is right now. We are going to go over to Tabletopping, to Dave at Tabletopping. He is a good guy. He's playing World of Warcraft right now. He plays a lot of D&D streams, and I've had a lot of fun watching his Dungeons & Dragons streams. So he's raided us before. We're going to do the same to him. Thanks a lot so much, you guys. Remember, don't raid until you hear the music. Until for now, I love you so much. You guys are the best viewers on Twitch, and I will catch you the day after tomorrow, Thursday night, for some more Phoenix Wright. Ace Attorney. Objection. See you guys later. Have a good one.
troubled by the questions in the dark. Content to play your part, open pathways to your heart. Your life untainted by a host of broken dreams. When all your acts were queens, understood all that it means. Could you have understood the way your life was bound? Did you ever wonder how you got from there to now? Oh yes, you're gonna fly away from here, where the sky grows more clear, and your problems disappear, drift away down below. Watch them go down to your friends, where the trouble never ends, and there's always just one more day left to go. Go on and search now through your pile of broken lies, and your set of fake goodbyes, another cynical disguise. When will they catch you? All those little things you said, will it turn around instead? Blame the voices in your head. With all your subtle language, try and turn your life around. If your center gets unwound, you do your best to slow things down. And if you feel things that you never felt before, things that shook you to your core, a shattered truth you can't ignore. Oh yes, you're gonna fly away from here, where the sky grows more clear, and your problems disappear, drift away down below. Watch them go down to your friends, where the trouble never ends, and there's always just one more day left to go. And when you've struggled and you keep on falling back, 'cause it's confidence you lack, you try and take a different tack. You can turn and face your demons, or you can give yourself a break. You can go a new direction, life is only what you make. When it comes to your own vision, when you got to see it through,